Dave here with Creative Cooking. It's that time of year again, and you might not know what to bring to the picnic. Well, finger foods are always a good idea, so why not try these green bean fritters? They're easy to make and taste a lot better than you think. In the case of green beans, I recommend that you buy them loose, not the ones in the package, and that's so that you can pick out the longest ones and you know they're fresh. Start by washing them and remove the stems. Then place them into a skillet with just enough water to create steam. Cover and cook until they're tender. You can check them with a fork, and when they're done to your liking, remove them from the heat and add some ice water to stop the cooking. After that, you can drain them and rinse them off with more cold water if you want to. While the beans are cooking, start the batter. This recipe calls for 3 large eggs, which I like to inspect before adding the other ingredients. This is the reason why I like to break them into a small glass bowl, such as this. It allows you to look in there, see if you had any shells, and also to see if you have some bad eggs. So that's a good tip for you. Now, using a whisk or a fork, give them a good beating. They deserve it. Okay? And then we're going to add a teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a few twists of black pepper. Of course there's black pepper in it, you should know me by now. Then you can add a teaspoon of vegetable or olive oil. I prefer the olive oil. And finally, 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Go ahead and start mixing before you add the milk. This will help finish beating the eggs. And yes, we want to develop the gluten in the flour. We're not making pancakes here. We're making a finger food, so we want those fritters to be not tough, but we want them to hold together well. So don't be afraid to beat this. If you were making pancakes, I would tell you otherwise. So go ahead and take out your frustrations on that bowl of... Go ahead and take out your frustrations on the bowl, okay? You have my permission. Now, if that batter seems a little thick to you, that's because it is. What we want to do is mix this up, and we'll want to sit there and, set up a little bit. At that point, the flour gets hydrated somewhat, and we'll know exactly. Ooh, look at that. That ever happen to you? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to buy another whisk. Oh no, I'm not. Look, I was able to fix it on the fly. So keep mixing until it's nice and creamy like that. Set it aside, and then you may thin it out a little bit later on. And what I have here is my trusty cast iron skillet, to which I've put in some vegetable oil. I believe it was canola oil. And I'm seasoning that with some olive oil because I like the flavor that it gives. I think that fried foods, especially these kind of fried foods, taste better with a little bit of olive oil. In fact, I usually go 50-50. But that's just a personal preference. Some people would like to use peanut oil. Go right ahead and use it. And as I said before, I had to thin this out just a little bit because on the first run, I felt that the batter was too thick. So there you go. You make those little adjustments as you go. And there is no, like I said, there is no cut in stone ratio. You have to mix the ingredients and then just adjust accordingly. How to batter the green beans is a matter of technique. You'll be handling 2 at a time. You could try using tongs, but I know that you need the dexterity of your fingers to do this efficiently. You see how the green beans kind of stick together? The batter holds them together. Fry these at medium-high heat, or roughly 350 degrees. I didn't use the thermometer, I can tell. And you'll just fry them and turn them only once. Fry them until they're golden, sort of golden brown, and that's it. If you turn them twice, you might get too much oil. You don't want it to absorb any more oil than it already does. And just repeat this until they're all done. Put them on paper towels to drain. So there you have it. They're great at room temperature or cold from the cooler or refrigerator. Now this is part of a series, so don't forget to subscribe for more great videos made for people who like to cook. Until then, bon appetit.